Venezuela, a country that sits on the northern coast of South America, where the Caribbean Sea meets the Andes Mountains, and where every sunrise seems to promise something new. Just saying the name makes you think of both trouble and beautiful tropical places. It's a land of contradictions, where turquoise waters and white sand beaches exist alongside stories of hardship and resilience. News headlines scream about big problems, economic crisis, political unrest, and uncertainty. But underneath all the chaos, there's a strong feeling of joy that just won't go away. It's a joy that bubbles up in laughter, in music, in the way people greet each other on the street. This isn't like those perfect travel pictures. It's real, raw, and full of life. The streets are alive with color, with noise, with the energy of people who refuse to let tough times define them, the smell of arepas sizzling on a grill, the beat of salsa music echoing through the night, the warm, wet air that clings to your skin. Life here is lived at full blast. Every sense is awake, every moment is intense. Beauty queens, baseball, oil and wild landscapes, these are just the easy things to see. But Venezuela is more than its famous exports. It's a place where nature is both breathtaking and untamed, and where people's dreams are as big as the Angel Falls. The real story is how people deal with tough times and still find ways to celebrate, how they handle sadness and joy. Families gather for meals even when food is scarce, friends dance in the street even when the lights go out, and laughter echoes through neighborhoods facing hardship. In 2026, you can still see the scars from the past everywhere, on city walls, in broken buildings, in the stories people tell. But there's also a feeling of starting fresh, of hope rising with every new day, of people determined to rebuild and move forward. Venezuela isn't just about hard times, it's about people who refuse to give up their happiness. It's about children playing soccer in dusty streets, musicians filling the air with rhythm, and crowds finding reasons to smile no matter what. Here, being happy is like saying no to everything bad, like lighting a candle in the dark. It's an act of defiance, a way of showing the world that hope and joy can survive even in the toughest times. So, grab a chair, have a sip of rum, and listen closely. This is the story of a people who never stopped celebrating life, who find light in the darkest places, and who remind us all that joy is a choice, even when the world says otherwise. To truly understand what Venezuelans mean when they talk about sin, you have to dive in with all your senses: taste, touch, sight, sound, and even smell. It's not just about what you see or hear, it's about what you feel, what you savor, and what you remember long after the moment has passed. Food here is pure, unapologetic pleasure. Imagine biting into a warm cachapa with cheese melting out the sides, or grabbing a tequeño at every celebration, the crunch and gooey cheese making you smile. These flavors aren't just delicious, they're comforting, bringing people together and making everyone feel good, happy, and at home. Parties here are legendary, wild, loud, and impossible to resist. When the music starts, you can't help but join in, swept up in the energy. Carnival explodes with color, feathers and sequins, turning the streets into a living rainbow. The ancient rituals of the dancing devils fill the air with mystery and excitement, connecting everyone to their roots. The beat of the drums, the rhythm of salsa. Music here is irresistible, making your feet move before you even realize it. In Venezuela, the only real sin is refusing to dance, to let go, to celebrate life. Beauty is a national obsession. Miss Universe crowns line the country's history, and pageants are watched with the same passion as a World Cup final. Families gather around the TV, cheering for their favorites, celebrating every win as if it were their own. Some outsiders might call it vanity, but here, it's seen as pride, a way to show resilience and self-worth. For Venezuelans, looking good is about confidence, strength, and facing the world with your head held high. Even in tough times, making yourself beautiful is a small act of rebellion, a way to fight back and keep hope alive. This culture is about enjoying every taste, every color, every shared meal, and every burst of laughter. Every beat of the drum, every dance step, every moment is savored to the fullest. Life here is short and sometimes tough, so why not make it as tasty, as loud, and as beautiful as possible? In Venezuela, celebration is survival, and joy is a form of resistance. Here, having fun isn't just allowed, it's essential. It's how people get through the hard days and make the good ones unforgettable. So come hungry, come ready to dance, and don't be afraid to indulge, because in Venezuela, this is one sin you'll definitely want to try for yourself. Where does Venezuelan happiness come from? It comes from being together. Family isn't just parents and kids, it's also cousins, aunts, neighbors, all connected. Good times are shared, sad times are split up, and no one goes through tough stuff alone. Music is like the heartbeat. Jorpo, salsa, merengue, blasting from cars, shops, and homes. It's like therapy, history, and a way to connect, all at once. Nature is the third big part. Angel Falls, Los Roques, wild mountains and rivers. Venezuelans are super proud of their land. It's something amazing and a big part of who they are. When the world feels broken, the landscape stays the same. A reminder of something that lasts forever. Being together, music, and nature. That's the secret recipe for joy. Even when things are hard, the music never stops. The party keeps going, and so does hope. To really understand what makes Venezuela unique, you have to listen to the voices of everyday people. Their stories, their laughter, and even their struggles reveal a spirit that's hard to put into words. Elena, who's grilling in a hillside neighborhood, tells us that happiness isn't about having everything. It's about being thankful for what you do have. For her, it's the warmth of family, the taste of homemade food, and the rhythm of music drifting through the air. She says these simple things are what keep her going, even when times are tough. Carlos, out on a dusty field with his friends, finds freedom in the game of baseball. For him, it's more than just a sport. It's a way to escape, to feel strong, and to build memories with the people who matter most. The laughter, the competition, and the teamwork all help him forget about the worries of daily life, if only for a little while. Ricardo, tuning his cuatro in a lively Maracaibo bar, believes music is a bridge. It connects him to his past, to his roots, and to everyone around him. When he plays, he feels the presence of generations before him, and the energy of his friends and neighbors. Music, he says, is a language everyone here understands. These aren't just isolated stories, they're woven into the fabric of Venezuelan life. Across the country, you'll find people who share the same resilience, the same hope, and the same ability to find light in the darkest moments. Venezuelans have become experts at finding joy in the smallest moments. Whether it's sharing a cup of coffee with a neighbor or laughing with friends in a modest living room, they know how to make the most of what they have. It's a conscious choice, focusing on togetherness, on community, instead of dwelling on what's missing or how hard things can get. They choose to celebrate what's right in front of them. Hope here isn't just a distant dream or a plan for the future. It's a feeling that comes alive when people gather, support each other, and share moments of happiness. An old woman in a bustling market puts it best. "I'm not hopeful. I'm Venezuelan." It's the same thing. Her words capture the spirit of a country that refuses to give up, no matter what. Here, joy is born out of necessity, and over time, it's become an art form. People improvise, create, and celebrate in ways that are uniquely Venezuelan. Every moment, no matter how ordinary, is treated as something special. There's a sense that life is happening right now, and it's worth savoring. Even when resources are scarce, Venezuelans find reasons to celebrate. Birthdays, reunions, or just the end of another day together. That's the real treasure here. The ability to find joy, laughter, and hope in the everyday, no matter what life brings. The land shapes the Venezuelan spirit. Angel Falls, Tepuy, flat-topped mountains, endless beaches. Nature here is huge, makes you feel small, and is sacred. The indigenous Paman people see the mountains as homes for the gods, and it's easy to see why. Morocco's blue-green waters, the wild jungles, the llanos, plains, full of life. This is a living paradise. Wild animals are everywhere. Jaguars, capybaras, bright red macaws, anacondas. All this different wildlife is a source of pride and part of who they are. Nature offers a way to escape, a different view, and a feeling of wealth that can't be taken away. No crisis can make the riches of this land worth less. For Venezuelans, nature is both a safe place and something that inspires them. Venezuela is like a big cultural soup. ama bodbotsinsi. Indigenous, Spanish, African, all cooked together. You can taste it in arepas and halakas, every bite is like a history lesson. The music mixes Spanish guitars, African drums, and indigenous rhythms. The cuatro, a small guitar, sings with European tunes and African soul. Festivals combine Catholic saints with old gods. This mix creates warmth, openness, and strength. Being different isn't just allowed, it's celebrated. The culture is lively, colorful, and always changing. The secret ingredient? Embracing every part of their past. That's what makes Venezuela so uniquely alive. The struggle is real, the economy falling apart, political disagreements, families spread out. But being strong here isn't about ignoring the pain, it's about not letting it define who you are. Venezuelans bend, but they don't break. After the storm, calm always comes, they say. Humor is a weapon, sharp, dark, and aimed at everything, especially themselves. Jokes about not having enough things and about politics are tools for survival, not a way to pretend things are fine. Laughter is an act of defiance. Dancing is like therapy. Every party is a planned act of joy, a way to get energy back and fight off sadness. These moments create a different reality, even if just for one night. Patience, humor, and joy. This is their resilience gene. It's how the Venezuelan spirit keeps going. In 2026, Caracas feels different. There's a careful energy, a new start from the ground up. New restaurants celebrate local foods, artists paint hope on city walls, tourists are coming back, drawn by the wild nature and real culture. Visitors come for adventure, not fancy hotels, and communities benefit. Venezuelan music and food are getting fans all over the world. People are curious, not just feeling sorry for them. Problems are still there, but the story is changing. Creativity and stubborn hope are fueling a slow rebirth. The spirit that never died is now helping things get better. Venezuela is being seen for its richness, not just its problems. You expect to find a broken country, but you find people who aren't broken. Without many comforts, Venezuelans hold tight to what really matters. Connecting with others, laughter, love. Their lesson is simple. Happiness isn't something you buy, it's something you practice. We've traded being together for convenience, but here, joy is found in sharing a meal, dancing, a hug. Having fun isn't a moral flaw, it's a way to survive. Joy is a radical act, a refusal to wait for a perfect future. True wealth is measured by relationships, not by things you own. Maybe the world doesn't need to save Venezuela, maybe it needs to learn from it. Strength is built in community, joy is defiance, and the richest life is full of love and music. Venezuela asks, what did you forget about being happy?